sorry for anybody who maybe been in anticipation of what I might share and then I didn't. I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody who's already been inspired by me and then disappointed because I stopped sharing. Um, I'm sorry. I apologize to myself. Apologize to myself for constantly telling myself nobody cared. I apologize to myself for constantly for just deciding that it's not that big a deal. And then constantly putting myself in situations where I've been made, where I feel like people were, downplaying me or maybe not, or undervaluing me or ignoring me. Of course, I'm going to manifest situations like that if I'm doing that to myself. I do believe that phrase, as without, so within, right? So if I don't think I'm important, then why should anybody else? If I'm going to ignore my calling, then why shouldn't people ignore me? Um, if it's hard for me, if I feel like spirit's telling me I'm important, and I, for whatever reason, I decide I don't believe them, why should anybody believe anything that I tell them, right? It's just, I get it. I do get it. I'm not that stubborn. What else? So yeah, it's again, my name is Zen. For those who are who didn't catch those 6 videos that I posted 4 years ago, and I'm FTM. I am FTM, transgender person, and that was also part of it. I think, not I think, it's new territory. It's new territory, and I didn't know how it was going to pan out. I've really just been taking it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. Um, I can definitely promise the next video will be much better. This one here is really just to, what I call it, break the seal of hesitation. I need to break my seal of hesitation. I need to break my seal of uh, perfectionism and just post something, right? And so, uh, yeah. And so, let's see. I probably should have wrote things down before I came out here, but I can edit out. I can edit out all the ums and stuff, so it won't turn out too bad. I don't think. Let's check out that view again. Right? Um, let's see. Find we find an angle where you can actually, okay. Um, let's see, what else? What else do I need to say? What else would I like to say? What else do I feel like saying? Um, what a day, right? What a week, what a year. 2023 has been funky. 2023 has been a funky year. I feel like 2023 is just, I feel like I've been, I guess at the conclusion, I guess maybe at the conclusion of a lot of things that I've been processing. And I guess that's why it's a good time to start sharing. Anytime is a good time to share, really. Sharing is caring. I do care. um, yeah, it's been 4 years. I've been 4 years on HRT. And this is the first year out of the 4, right? This is the first year where I actually, it's dark out here, so you can't really see my beard. There's a whole beard here, right? And so one of the things that's been happening, is people have, I've been experiencing, I guess because now I'm perceived man, and not just a perceived man, but a black man. I'm a black man in the world. There have been a few instances where I'm, just walking, minding my business, and I didn't realize I was maybe walking behind a woman who was walking by herself, and she'll. One time I was in a park over there, and I was just walking through the park, and this woman, she stopped where she stopped walking suddenly and then went to stand behind some benches, and I guess she thought that I was following her, and I felt so terrible. Like, oh my god, like I totally forgot, like people are seeing a man now, and I need to adjust to that. In fact, I'm gonna definitely go into more detail later about this, but I've been stopped by the police 3 times this year. Mind you, I've been on and off living in the same neighborhood my entire life. I'm over 40 years old. I've been living here my entire life, doing more or less the same boring crap, going for walks, going to the store. I don't really do much hanging out here, barely hang out. Um, I guess this other confession I need to make is that I've been on and off smoking cigarettes, right? And I don't want to smoke cigarettes in front of my family. It's to me, it's not really a serious habit. It's just more of a coping mechanism. It was really more of a coping mechanism. Again, like I said, I didn't want to move back home. And so my knee-jerk reaction was frustration and anger, and I didn't want to take my anger and frustration out on my family, and so I would go for walks, and then I would run, and then in New York City, there are certain stores that I won't name that sells loose cigarettes. You could literally buy 2 cigarettes at a time. You could buy 3 at a time. They're 3 for $2. They used to be 4 for $2. They even raised the price on us. And so that's what I would do. I would just go buy 2, 3 cigarettes, and um, sometimes I'm reading a book. Sometimes I'm just staring out into the sky, and sometimes I'm writing in my journal, and it's just been my way of coping with the frustration and anger of wondering why I don't quote unquote have my shit together, right? And at the same time ignoring all these signs, and ignoring my own inspiration, ignoring that I'm inspired to write, ignoring that I'm inspired to share, ignoring that I'm inspired to perform, like literally on a stage differently. Like I said, as a DJ, one thing I one of the reasons I went into DJing is because of my shyness. I thought to myself, okay, I can play the music, I can be in the background. I don't. There's no pressure for me to talk. I don't have to, right? I don't have to be funny. I don't have to know what to say. I never. It's funny because I always have a lot to say, but when I'm like feel like I'm on the spot, I will draw a complete blank. Um, and so it's like, what if I got on stage? True story. When I was in junior high school, I was in a drama club, right? And when I was in junior high school, I did want to be an actor. And I'm like, when did I go from wanting to be an actor to saying no, I don't want to be on the stage, I don't want to be in the front? Like, when did I started doing that? I was like, oh yeah, of course. Like that was likely the dysphoria. Um, there's a long time that I didn't understand that I am trans, and I think some people think that I think some of the people I've told that to thought I was exaggerating or making it up. Like I didn't know it was such thing as being 30 years old and trans, and not being sure. I just thought I had this weird feeling. I just thought I was uncomfortable in my body. I thought I had low self-esteem, while at the same time I'm actually fairly confident. Uh, for the most part, I'm confident. What it is. I'm confident in the things I know how to do. But that's normal. That's not even abnormal. That's not even right. And I didn't have a lot of trans friends growing up. I didn't know a lot of trans people growing up. I didn't know any. Okay, I didn't know any trans people growing up. Um, there were like 2 gay people who lived in my projects, and I'm pretty sure one of them, you know, was a crackhead, and they were very sweet. And I'm not a judge; it's not judging, but it's, I guess I didn't see them as somebody I can ask questions to. You know, uh, there is no LGBT center in my neck of the woods that I know of, and it wasn't until I got to college, my fourth college, I literally bounced around. Like I'm the bounce around. I'm typical Aquarius, typical air sign in that way, where I went to four different schools. But long story short, is it's like, you know, it's I keep skipping myself. I keep skirting myself. I keep ignoring myself. I keep downplaying myself, and then I call myself offended when I feel like people are doing that to me, and it's a cycle that just needs to stop. I'm ready for a new cycle. Like I'm ready for new. That's what it is. I'm bored with myself now. It's like, okay, I downplayed a lot. I've been downplaying myself a lot. That's getting boring now. I need some excitement in my life. I need some newness in my life. I need some adventure in my life. And um, clearly not drawing a line between allowing releasing myself creatively and adventure. Isn't that almost the same thing? Like, you know, it's like Zen. What are you doing? What have you been doing? Processing, sitting, breathing. I, I have within me the belief that spirit, you know, God, whatever you believe in, doesn't waste, doesn't waste. You know, I believe that spirit doesn't waste. And so it's like, even when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you'll be doing something that benefits you. And so, um, if nothing else, I definitely had plenty of time to process. I have plenty of time to process. I've had plenty of time to get to know myself. I've had plenty of time to learn how to clear my head. I figured if I'm not going to be expressing myself outwardly, then I can just work on what I can work on until I felt confident enough to do the other thing. And so, you know, I can do some yoga in the house. I can do some yoga. I can go for walks. I can work out. I can read the books. I can watch the YouTube videos. Um, I can sit and be with myself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and as a result, I definitely process. I definitely it's what's it say? I saw this meme once that said, I, s- I searched for God and found myself. I searched for myself and found God, and so having processed as much as I process, it's like I have this renewed confidence in my ability to show up better as a healer for others. Like, you know, I was just talking about the artsy part. I hadn't even got too much into the healer part. Um, I essentially been doing the same downplaying across the board, right? I can read tarot cards, and I can read tarot cards. However, there's a whole lot of things that I'm able to do, and tarot cards very much serve a similar purpose as DJing. Right? It gave me something to do. It gave me some way. It gave me some way to connect with people until I was ready again, feeling ready. What else can I say? Oh yeah, there's nothing. It's like I only need 15 minutes. I only need 15 minutes for a YouTube video anyway, right? um. So yeah, I think this is good for now. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. Um, and see you next time.